Alright. Well, I'll put up a picture.
Sure, you do that.
I don't even know how to do that or where the picture is on open right now. Like, I don't have that shit open right now.
Recopy Shadow's pictures you already posted.
Did I just motherfucker gotta scroll up and shit. Shit was
You
far
gotta
up
scroll
there.
up a whole one wheel.
That is 2 wheels, sir.
I'll just do it.
Motherfucker, I just finished clicking it. Fuck you. I just had that shit in there. Fucking asshole. Alright, everyone. So this week we decided to go a different direction than normal. We decided
What's this wee shit?
Kiss my ass, okay? I made it a wee shit because I picked it. Okay, so we're doing now and then, here or there. This was an older anime that originated towards the end of the 90s and finished in the early 2000s. Now, for its time, it is pretty well animated. And it's more known for having a really, really dark story. And yeah, it's a very dark story. You don't think so, Shadow? And it also ruins my favorite thing on anime, which is getting enveloped into another world, because it makes you never want to go near this world with a 10-foot pole. But it's an interesting anime, though, and it brings up a lot of good talking points for you and just a lot of questions on morality and just how the people would react in certain situations.
It finally affirms the thing everyone questioned. Is rape bad? The answer, yes. It might surprise you.
I don't know, man. I mean, it did bring forth some good things.
I think Shu is probably the worst person in the show for what he starts saying at 11.
Oh, I know.
It's
dude,
horrendous. It's actually horrifying.
I had to stop, open up a notepad, and make a note about it. That's my only note. Oh my god, that was like the most disgusting thing ever. I almost shut it off.
She comes off. She right after an attempted suicide attempt. She was like, "No, keep the baby. Think about it. It's your new chance. It's your new chance at life." And I'm just sitting there like,
it wasn't even like,
really?
It wasn't even like more leading off to it though. Basically, back in episode 3, basically Sarah, or as her name is written, Sasa. I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck's up with the names. They pronounce it and they're written.
I don't know. They pronounce it. Yeah, they're completely different than what they're written as. I call her Sarah. Basically, in episode 3, what happened is basically she gets raped. 3 through 6.
Only episode 3.
3 through 6, sir. Okay, she gets raped, and basically in episode 11, at the beginning of the episode, she finds out that she's pregnant with one of the rapist babies. So in response, she freaks out, has a major panic attack when everyone's supposedly asleep, except, you know, main good guy Shu here, best character in the world, I might add. Such a great good guy, so pessimistic. She basically runs off to go kill herself with a giant rock. I hate him so much, I don't care. He isn't worth saying it right. But regardless, so she runs off to kill herself, and basically after a really long struggle with her smashing his hand, because, you know, that stops the damage, just putting your hand on top of her stomach as she's smashing herself in the stomach with a 10-pound rock. You know, and she breaks down in tears because she has a very serious emotional breakdown, which is, in all honesty, perfect reaction. And then our main character, Shu, just goes on this long rant telling her you need to live. As long as you live, good things will happen. And she just breaks down and starts screaming at him how he's a liar. You know, it's like, what's so good about me getting raped over and over again and beaten, you know, not fed properly, you know, having to murder somebody to escape, you know? And then Shu basically goes, but you need to save the baby because it's another chance, you know? And it just, second he said that, I lost any ounce of respect for that little prick I ever saw. Okay, because he might be young, but 1 + 1 = 2, and he knows fucking math. He's old enough to know math.
I feel like they had an anti-abortion plan going into this, almost. Because the thing that really made me think that is in episode 12, right when Sis is dying. Like, her last breath.
13. That was 13.
Oh, it was?
When
yeah,
she had that was 13. Yeah, they were in the prison cell.
Right when she's dying, her last breath is saying, keep the baby. Don't blame the baby. And I'm like, are you fucking serious right now?
Yeah, no.
Those are your last words.
But at least, because she cared about Sarah and wasn't around the other kids, and she didn't want the other kids watching her die. That was the thing. She didn't want the other kids.
I don't think it was that. I think it was an anti-abortion shit going on here.
It might have been some. It might have been. This was 99 to 2000, so abortion was
hot debate.
So I won't argue that. But overall, though, her talk was a lot better.
It wasn't debated in Japan. It was debated here, but it wasn't debated in Japan.
It was debated all throughout the world. It was a big issue all throughout the world. There was a bunch of abortions in China at the time because they had the one child per person law. So if you ever had a second child, they would force you to abort it. To where if a mother gets an ultrasound, she finds out her kid's a daughter, she will force you to illegally abort herself so that she doesn't have to use her certificate so she could try and have a son again so she can carry on her family's name. Like, it was a big issue all throughout the world. We just know it as an issue in America because that's where we were at the time. Even in Japan, it's a big issue because every abortion is another potential citizen. And ever since the 90s, they have had serious population issue. Like the lowest people per capita on the planet.
Nice
Okay, so it is another major. Yeah, in Japan.
No, you're wrong.
Not literally.
Korea's worse.
What part of
Korea has less population.
Yeah, but issue is, I said one of the lowest. I
yeah,
didn't
but
say
Poison, one of these is seclusive country that abides only in itself is only recently coming out of its shell for, to preference this is the day of Trump. This is the day before Trump meeting with...
Yeah. Oh, this is way before.
Yeah, okay, that's in a couple weeks.
These issues proceed back in the 90s, but even...
No, I'm talking about as of the day this is being recorded right now. Like, it's like a week or so away or something. Like, Trump is going to meet with the leader of North Korea. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, they're only recently coming out of their shell, whereas Japan has always been
No, I'm not
talking
about North Korea, I'm talking about South Korea.
Oh, man.
Even... Well, still, regardless, though, I said one of the lowest, not the lowest. But regardless, it's like I'm just basically saying that because this is a statement that this is an issue worldwide. This isn't a debate about who has less people because we could just Google that in 2 seconds and find that out.
Yeah.
Might not even be South Korea. But regardless, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, regardless, it's an issue prevalent throughout the world. The lower the birth rate, the more impactful an abortion is. Because you have a low population to begin with, so any potential populace you lose is that much more impactful.
Vatican City.
There you go.
Vatican City?
Ranked number 1 with a population of 451.
No. Birth rates.
Okay. So, I mean, it does bring up a good point, and it gives 2 arguments. One, a really shitty argument, and one, a very emotional speech. Okay?
Not saying that.
It's as emotional as it gets in this fucking show.
I'm not.
Give it some credit.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the birth rates one.
Okay.
Okay.
Out of risk of...
Well, I'm curious.
I was saying I'm not saying that out of risk.
Niger.
Yes.
Niger has 46.8 birth rate out of 1,000 population.
That's why I was like, okay, I'm not even gonna risk that one.
I get what you're saying. Okay. But yeah, okay. So let's jump into it. Let's start with the characters. What did you guys think of Hugh? First 11 episodes, first 10 episodes. Okay, because 11 we hate his guts.
I hate him from the beginning. He's an idiot and he's super powered for whatever fucking reason.
He's not super powered.
He breaks down a cement column with a wooden stick.
Just
and then breaks through glass later with that same wooden stick.
Yeah, that was a wooden. You know what? That wooden stick was equivalent. It was made from the same material as the Merthro pebble of pig smiting. Okay.
Japanese wooden sticks forged in the branches over 1,000 times.
Forged before the dawn of time. By the flames of hell.
Haunted by Ares himself.
No. By the blacksmith.
I literally just watched 4 God of War games.
No. Okay. But then Margonius, guardian of the stick, fell from this world, leaving behind a mighty branch.
That stick was...
You really need to find something else to listen
to
while you were driving around.
I tried DBZ. It doesn't work as good. They require a lot more visual. You have to look at it more to get a lot of their jokes. A lot of their jokes are visual, sadly. But okay, so Shin's horrible. What about LALARUUUUU?
Hey, I didn't say anything about Shin.
Oh, well, your opinion wasn't important, but go ahead and say something.
But I think he's really bland, and I see why you guys hate him, but I really didn't hate him because I didn't like him to begin with.
I never liked him.
Yeah, none of us liked him. I was just saying there was a chance to like him.
I tolerated him because deep down he was generally a good person, but then his good,
no, he wasn't.
But then
good
his
generally.
goodness
He was just an innocent child.
Turned into.
That's all it was.
He was trying to do a good thing, but by being the purest of purity good, you're the worst fucking person imaginable.
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially in that situation.
Ugh. So, him being a generally nice person, I'm even fine with him going out of his way to help LALARUUUUU. I think it's a bit stupid of him going up there in the first place onto that to talk, but I guess because he did it multiple times, it's sort of fine. Just,
yeah.
How'd you get up there even though there's no ladder? Alright, I'm just going to continue pretending to talk to you.
We're not even
I'm
gonna
gonna defy the laws of physics real fast. Give me a second.
Hey. He's got
Mike
the
Jackson.
magical
And
stick.
also, oh god, and then he fights off those 3 fucking armored soldiers and fucking...
Oh my god.
Oh, I lost my shit when I saw 3 cyber dragons pop up. I legitimately, like... I saw the cyber dragons, and I'm like... What the fuck?
That was hysterical. But yeah, no, I get exactly where you're coming from. I see something disappeared recently.
Poison,
Shadow.
in case you don't know, this is what I'm it looks like a fucking cyber dragon.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you just have a little hole in its head, and it's that's what attacks him.
Yeah, I know. But see, so that came out after this, so.
I don't care. I lost my shit when I saw cyber dragons,
Yeah,
and he beats him with a fucking stick.
So, yeah.
That means
But
Shu has an
regardless.
entire attack power than 1600. That's ridiculous.
Well, I
he
don't know.
hit-
It was
he hit the
attacking him.
driver.
Technically, it was attacking him, so he technically has a 2101.
Oh god, he is.
Yes, he's over 2100.
Oh no.
9,000.
All right. So okay. So we all hate Shu. He tried to be good, but over in the end, by being good, he ends up just being kind of ignorant, which makes him also really bad.
I got a spider battle.
All right. Okay. Well, what about Nambaka?
Who?
I
Oh,
hate
is
him
he
too.
the
The
is he the
kid
good guy
soldier.
soldier?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a kid soldier. He tried to win. He tried to like change him over. Drop the
Yeah, I
shot.
didn't like him.
He was
You
fine.
didn't?
He was the most
I liked
tolerable
him.
character for me.
Yeah, I liked him because it's like I could kind of understand what he was doing. He made sense. Unlike Soon, he made fucking. Well, no, he wanted to return home. He was trying to
He
hide.
knew
how he
that
really
home was blown up.
No, he didn't.
He was lying to himself. He thought it
didn't
was, but
fully
he
know,
didn't
yeah.
really know, and that's why he lost his shit in 13. When what was his name?
When his friend
I
told
think
him.
it's Tabul. I think Tabul
Yeah.
was his name. Told him, and he lost his shit. You know, it's because he was living in denial, and then that denial got broken the second Boo died. You know, and it's like so he could no longer
He's
live.
like, I
in
don't
that
have
life.
anybody to save anymore. It's just me now.
Yeah, he was trying to be.
I'm not
he
gonna
was trying
bother
be a
saving Tabul
hero.
because he's garbage.
He can't save. No, he couldn't save Tabul. Tabul was
Yeah.
lost. We learned this like earlier in the show. You know, like Tabul was like, "Fuck our home village. I'm rising up the ranks. I'm running this place one day."
Ow.
You know, those are quotes. Those are actually
know.
quotes from the show.
That's why I'm like, how?
Yeah, I don't know either, but well, in all honesty,
We
that
want to
wasn't
talk
the
about
most
Hal.
secure.
Let's move.
Okay, we can-
on to the main villain of this.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about LALARUUUUU and her fucking magical goddamn water. That just doesn't
not
hurt
yet.
any good people. Like, ever.
right during the whole rush
Like,
at the
never
end,
hurts any good people. Like,
Oh, yeah.
flushes the
No,
whole
no.
station twice, doesn't hit any
Yep.
of the good guys.
doesn't
Only
drown
hurts
any
bad
of them.
people.
Only drowns bad people.
Even though it
Whatever.
makes no sense, but sure.
No.
It's just...
No, and that was the weird thing because this show's so dark. Like you could kill a few people, and it already follows the premise of the show because they've already they've already put that out there. You know what I mean?
It's
But
out there for everyone to see.
yeah, they did put that out there. Like in all honesty, and oh yeah, the main character is Shuzo, not Su, or Shu.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, it's something big, elaborate, and then just like, oh, my name is Shu.
Matsutani.
I like what they did there at the beginning with that name, though. I was like, I'm Shu.
Good, get the fuck out of here. Perfect. Please, do us the favor. But nope, he never did.
No. I'm talking about like when he's hanging out with LALARUUUU, and he's like, my name is Shu, and then he's like, oh wait, I'm gonna put down my shoe now.
Because he was throwing rocks at the person on a high cement. Whatever.
He didn't have any rocks.
Yeah.
He threw pens.
He threw shit from his fucking
pockets and his feet.
The show would have been so much more hilarious if it was one episode and it got to that point and he hit her good on the head and she tumbled and fell.
Yeah,
and just the bloody corpse and she's like, oh god. And then it
would have been a nice joke at least, yeah. All right, so let's move over to LALARUUUU then, main waifu of the show.
I like Sarah better.
We already talked a bit about LALARUUUU.
LALARUUUU is the being that caused all this to happen because she merely existed and crazy people exist because of her. She's an innocent, annoyed woman or no, girl who's thousands of years old. If you're into that, age is a number mentality. But
Addie, call out to you if you're listening.
Well, nobody knows who Addie is, but they can now imagine.
It's fine if it's fine if it's a 10,000-year-old ancient Chinese dragon masquerading as a lolly. It's fine.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But now the weird part about LALARUUUU, like Shadow mentioned earlier, her water on multiple occasions should have murdered like anybody within a 15-foot proximity to her, but anyone
lives the first time, and the second time
could die.
Only bad people.
even though the ship also hard crashed from hundreds of feet in the air, but we don't speak of that either. Or how does a flying ship run on water? I'm not going to question any of those.
Fuel converter. No, it was a fuel converter that they threw into it. That turned the water kind of black and misty.
A Lamba must went from another world and got it.
She made no sense.
Yeah.
They never ever explained why she was so loyal.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing that annoyed me actually the most. It's like the whole time I was waiting for her just to shoot Amdo and take over the thing. And she never did. And I'm like, I would just wish for 5 minutes of backstory explaining this loyalty.
Yeah,
or like anything. Like just a 5-minute flashback. Like something simple, but just something there. Like please. Like even if she tells him, like she got brought up when she was torturing him. Like I wouldn't have cared. Just some backstory to understand why she was so undyingly loyal to this ruler who is your typical crazy ruler, but had none of the charisma. So it doesn't make any sense how he became ruler.
Yeah, no deal. I can tell you that.
All tyrants are usually charismatic and are able to win people's hearts before they become tyrants. We never saw
like that one guy in the village of, hey, this generally nice woman? Let's crucify her in the middle of the street. That'll win me favor.
Oh, yeah, no, he'll intimidate everybody.
And then when the doctor comes up to stop me, I shoot the doctor
in the chest. But don't worry, it was a spy. Nobody heard and turned around and looked and doesn't see a spy corpse. No, and nobody doesn't see a spy corpse anywhere. And I'm holding a gun pointing right at the body. Not at all. That was hysterical. That was just like another hysterical thing of insanity. And then they show up and it's instantly like, okay, yep, no, we should have listened to her. Good job. Yeah. Good job. All right. So we jumped off of LALARUUUU.
And we talked a bit about Abelia.
Yeah.
Hamdo, I guess.
I mean, yeah, well,
he was nothing. He was just like, they kept trying to make him seem threatening or intimidating, but he was just stupid the whole time.
No, he was insane, stupid, and just he was so generic. He actually was not generic.
I don't know.
The voice actor had some fun, I could tell though.
No, the voice actor might have slightly enjoyed himself, but overall, this was not a fun character. This is just a bad character in this show. Probably the worst.
There's no reason. They don't even give a reason why he's in charge. He just has the ship. And it's like, why are all these people so loyal to him? Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah, nothing about him's
and
expensive.
like you can see that the upper echelon are just imposing the loyalty downwards.
Yeah.
But
why are
like,
the upper echelon
why
so
do they
loyal
like
to
him?
them? It's like it would be so easy
Like
to lead him in a
any
hole.
encounter with him, you could see he's a coward who's insane that just is a whiny little bitch.
And
Anybody,
wastes
any
excessive
conversation,
amounts of resources.
and it's
And
like, why
wastes
would you?
excessive amounts of resources. There's nothing worth serving about him. No positive aspects at all. As a character, makes absolutely no sense.
Like if you had fucking Virgil up there, or like let's say Dante was up there, it would make sense. Or you had somebody with some charm or something. Like even without any of the powers of Virgil and Dante, them still being up there, they're charismatic still.
Yeah,
they could still like you could see him
people
doing shit
even if
still.
Even if they're like they have those crazy moments, they'll still have other moments where they're charismatic, and you can see the moments that draw people to them. They never did this with Hamdo. You know, all we saw was him being this just horrible ruler, always screaming, freaking out, or just eating an exorbitant and wasting an exorbitant amount of resources that could be used, you know, to help increase their birth rate. Because they even say women aren't eating enough. That's why they're not getting pregnant, sir. And he says, I don't care.
These women that we took.
These women we kidnapped and turned into sex slaves aren't getting pregnant because we're not feeding them enough.
Which made so little, like that whole plan was so stupid that at first I was glad that they at least made reference to it, because I thought they were just gonna, I thought she was just being given to soldiers to like please them or whatever. Like, you did well, so here, have this girl. But then it was like, oh no, we did it so she could get pregnant. And I'm like, you had her in a cell alone. Where's your fucking breeding chamber with 100, and where's your 10 breeding chambers on a deck with 1,000 women in that all pregnant? When, to what degree will 12 women
like,
in 8 years
publicly
be of value?
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's
you know, and then
so dumb.
It's so dumb, because if they get pregnant, they have a kid, you still have to wait, you know, like you said, 8 years before they could even start training. It's just illogical.
And that's 8 years is like a menial labor. I mean, technically it's like 5, and then you could have them like loading bullets and shit, maybe. But
maybe, but still nothing of value, and that's still going to be a lot of extra food that they already didn't have. So it's a waste of resources.
Not only the mothers who are going to need to consume more, but then the children after, and then still the mothers who are still going to need an increased food rate.
It would have made more sense for them to take half the women in a village and then come back to the village from time to time so that they could repopulate, and then they could retake the every like decade. It didn't make any sense to do it the way they did.
All warring nations throughout all of history have all had this, like massive nations like Greece's, for instance, Aphrodite. Like, hey, if you fuck, and you fuck a lot, and you have a lot of kids, you're going to get blessed by this god. This is a good thing. Do this. And it made sense. It encouraged the population. Then you had people like Bacchus to say, now eat and revel in your wealth. And then your kid goes off to serve the country. And it made sense, because you were just producing hundreds and thousands of children from tons and tons of population. It made sense.
You're getting massive.
It made a ton of sense. But when you're doing it in small numbers of 100, and you already have an issue with food and resources, it's just incredibly fucking stupid. There's no... Because it's like, yeah, that'll pay off in 5 years, but you're dying now.
What also makes it really stupid is that Alamba has a teleporter, so why aren't they kidnapping kids from other worlds?
Or getting water from other worlds.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense that they had this magical thing that can take on the other world. Why not just invade another world? I understand this would turn the show into Gate, which I don't like, but...
That's dumb for a different reason. Great animation.
That is hysterical. Episode 1 of that shit had me crying. I was laughing so hard. Episode 2 and 3 had me disappointed. And then I stopped watching it.
The thing about Gate that I don't like is there's one scene where like the giant axe girl and the army girl just like are fighting a lot of guys, and they go back to back like, we're badasses.
Yeah.
You have a pistol. Why are you in the middle of them? Shoot them.
It's like, first off, you only have like
you're shooting miniguns at guys with sticks.
Yeah, no, it's just the whole show concept was idiotic. Like, it's a dragon. Oh, it just went down with one barrage of 50 cal bullets. It's like, oh wow, you just literally made the most frightening thing possible, just completely unterrifying.
Like
I would've
Doom, where
liked it
demons
better.
invade the Earth, but it's completely fine because demons can't hold the shit to a shotgun to the face. And it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But no, it's like, yeah, it was just like, okay, what's the point of this then? It's like, and then it's all about the soldiers' adventure throughout the world. And it was like, oh, this is just so dumb because every conflict is idiotic. And
Well,
it's
I feel like it's a show not about the conflicts, it's about the characters, which I don't know anything about the characters, so I can't say shit about that.
I didn't like the characters, that's why I didn't continue watching it. And that's the issue. It's like they had like this underlining thing, but it's like in the end, nothing's ever a problem. Ever. There was never really a serious problem in that show, from what I hear. And I've talked to multiple people that read it. It's like, because truthfully, our world has the solution to all the problems in their world, so we can just give them the fucking solution, and they can't stop us from giving it to them because we got guns and they got swords.
oh god, they're sending dragons after us. Heat-seeking rockets.
Oh man,
Oh,
no,
man, that was solved quick.
Oh man, damn, we had 2 laws. Okay, boom. Oh yes, dragon's dead. Hey, dude, just pull out the 50 cal, man. We need to save these rockets. It's like
Oh
it's
no!
something else.
Oh no! They're shooting us with archers. All right, we got artillery. We got helicopters. What do we got? Like,
No, you're really heroic. They're heroic, Shadow.
yeah, they're heroic.
It's
Huh?
really heroic when they beat all these people and they're like, we suffered no casualties. Yeah,
Very heroic.
good job. Good job. That is impressive, sir. Modern day military beat like people from the 1300s.
Hey,
You understand your
might as well
hat.
pay for some.
It's like, you understand your plastic hat can withstand any of their arrows.
A Humvee could probably withstand any of their arrows. You
A Humvee
probably
could
killed 10,000 people with just a Humvee.
Just running them over. You don't even need the gun.
I don't know. That thing would break down pretty quick after a while.
Ah.
I don't know. You're hitting metal armor, I'm assuming, so that would probably fuck up. Those things
Some of them have
sometimes are a
metal
piece of shit.
But
Depends
on
back,
which ones.
back to the original show.
To the original show.
We just finished talking about Hondo.
Yeah.
Characters.
Yeah, we were still on the Hondo.
Oh wait, I'll say I liked his interaction, where it's like
With who?
Hondo. No, for one reason.
Who?
For one reason. Okay, let me talk. When he was on the mic for the first time, you're like, did he strangle the cat? No. There's the cat's fine. The cat's fine. Ah, the cat's dead.
That was so stupid.
Yeah,
It's like, how do we make sure everyone knows this guy's evil? How do we make sure everyone knows this guy's evil? I got it. He kills a cat.
Kill a cat.
It's like,
Yeah.
why?
Well, I wouldn't even consider. I consider him evil, but I wouldn't consider him like he was evil, but it's like an evil child.
No, he was evil.
He was just evilly schizophrenic for no reason. There was like paranoid, like he was super paranoid, and that made him evil. True, but there was just nothing else. It's like the issues they already introduced him after he already had his mental breakdown. He was broken, so we don't know what he used to be. So him being like that makes no sense. It just makes him a bad character, and it doesn't explain any of the loyalty and why. Even in episode 2, when the assassin came after him and they saw the assassin almost dead, why Alamba didn't just shoot him in the fucking face and said the assassin did it. There was no reason to not think that made perfect sense if that happened.
Yeah.
And don't forget the minutes at a time of him and Shu competing to see who could say LALARUUUUU uninterrupted for the longest amount of time.
Oh my god, we don't.
You gave what was it shit for that, Tsukasa. .xi shit for that, but this is.
I did. Oh no, this
is
was
the
way
epitome
worse.
of that. We're minutes at a time constantly.
This was just so
LALARUUUU.
Up so
constantly.
much, and it just
Also, the most annoying sound. I think I've gotten down to a science.
Mm-hmm.
Shu in Kendo.
His random screaming. Yeah. Everybody was yeah, exactly.
Go and go, yeah.
Get faster running. Yep, but okay.
Okay, last character that
Is Sarah. Sarah,
Yep,
the only
Sarah.
last one that matters.
Yep, sorry. I liked her.
I don't know. She didn't have much there to like.
It's like you didn't. It wasn't a matter of like. You just they made you feel
You
bad.
pitied
for
her.
You felt so bad for her because her situation that she was brought there because Alamba thought she was a LALARUUUU, which that's a kind of big fucking stretch. What
she has a pendant.
No. They have a pendant and blue eyes. That's the only similarity. I'm looking at the.
One has blue hair. One has yellow hair.
One's a blonde.
Their faces are entirely different. Their
They're
eyes are entirely
different. Ages, different sizes, different body structures. Everything's different, but the fact that they wear a pendant that looks similar is that hers is purple, and LALARUUUU's is blue, and they have blue eyes. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's like the show made you feel bad for her because she was just dragged there forcefully, and she went through all this horrible shit. She got raped, had to commit murder, and then when she meets LALARUUUU and she wants to beat the fuck out of her because she has the right at that point, everyone goes out of their way to stop her. It's like, and nothing ever went her fucking way. Like the whole show, even at the end, nothing fucking went her way.
I don't know. I didn't really feel bad for her. I kind of ignored her.
It just made you feel bad.
I felt like she was just existed for them to send their message, and it's like they didn't care about how they did it. They just did it.
Didn't care. Yeah, they didn't care. They just wanted to show you
because
how
everything
bad
in
this
relation to
world
how she was there, why that happened, what was bad was happening to her. None of it ever made any sense, and none of it was thought through. So they just kind of did it and assumed. She was meant to show. She was just meant to show how bad the world was that they were in. The whole point of this show is to break that whole mentality. I went to, and it's better. It's like you went to a new world and think about this.
I don't think that it's supposed to break that mentality. For instance, the mentality wasn't there.
Well, no, from other shows, like the other shows of we went to a new world, like very popular nowadays, especially.
I honestly don't even think that world was that depressing. Honestly, I think that in all things considered,
might have been fine.
It was actually pleasant.
The situation was fucked up. That one place they were forced to go
That's
to.
common wartime stuff, though. That's not anything new.
Oh, it is common wartime.
We've seen hundreds worse here.
We have, but still, it's still not a good experience. I mean, yeah, it's true. 1 of every 5 people are related to Genghis Khan, but that's not the point here. The point is, it was just showing you the dark side of that world and also our world at the same time. And kind of like the moral was to try and learn to appreciate what you got.
Well, the thing is that I actually went in and read some comments on a couple of sites talking about it, and a lot of people were saying, well, it's depressing. And to me, this world is lighthearted in comparison to shows like Wolf's Rain, who actually go in depth to show you the entirety of the world, or the extent of the world that they can, and show you why it's like that, why it led to this point.
No, it gives you brain, but I don't know about that. I would say this is darker than Wolf Rain. I disagree there. But I guess
Wolf's Rain is the end of everything. This is the end of a couple hundred people.
Yeah, no, but my thing with that one is
most of them are assholes.
Wolf Rain's like, I still don't know why Wolf Rain World was ending. I feel like it was just
because you didn't watch the show. But,
I did watch the show, Shadow. I was forced to. And don't even say, oh, you didn't watch the second half. I did. I watched every episode. I didn't skip anything except the intros, which I think are a given.
Yeah. I mean, the music in this show wasn't horrible one time to listen to, but I wouldn't listen to it.
It was overpowering.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
For me, it was overpowering.
Like it was fine to listen to once. I didn't listen the second time. I skipped it every time after. It was also weird too because it was just like, as the music would play, it would just kind of pop up who they think were the important characters' portraits. That was just so weird.
They shoved a stick up their ass so immediately. Proudly presents, and then starting with a quote, "Fuck off." Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, every episode. I did not like that either.
Even once pissed me off, and then it was every time. I was like, all right, I'm done with you.
I legitimately skipped that every time. I didn't like the the topsy-turvy they were to like One week we'll do a preview of what happened last week before the intro. This week we'll continue what happened last week.
Yeah, because it makes me have to skim back and forth through the intro 3
They
minutes,
never knew
20
what the
times.
fuck they wanted. They never knew what they wanted to do. It was so weird. It was like, this is a prequel. This week's not. This week is. This week's not. It made no sense. They had like it was put together so half-assed.
Proudly
no
presents.
We proudly present this pile of crap spread around in random order.
Okay. Episode 1.
Bye-bye old world, hello new world.
Mm-hmm.
Basically just shows you Shuzo's life regularly, which was just that of a normal kid. He had a crush. He practiced in kendo. He was horrible at it. You know, nothing really impressive. LALARUUUUU appeared.
Apparently people don't like him.
People didn't like him. They made fun of his
I
name.
mean, like, other people liked him, but the people at his kendo place didn't.
Yeah.
But that's because he didn't take it serious. It was more about him not taking it serious. As you saw, he would just randomly run at the dude, and he was kind of...
Yeah,
like,
one of
not
those
taking
people
it
who
serious.
runs. I wrote down he's fucking because he's one of those people that runs, and when they start going out of control, they don't stop running. They keep running harder and crash into shit. It's like, come on.
Yeah, and it's just like overall, it just seems kind of an annoying little thing. So he just kind of annoyed all the people in his kendo club by doing that. You know, and I could understand their disdain for him based off of that situation.
God, guys on fucking Cyber Dragons lost to a goddamn kid with a stick. Ugh. Ugh. How the fuck did he break his kendo stick?
Yeah,
That stick was a fucking trooper, though.
That stick was unbelievably fucking stupid and...
that stick was legendary. It was
the best stick ever.
to rule them all. But then, oddly enough, it broke against the weakest substance in the universe, Hondo's face.
His back. I know this because it pissed me off so much.
Any stronger than the face. Yeah, I don't blame you. It would be too.
It was so fucking
Of
stupid.
all the things to break this
Knife
majestic
hits,
stick,
glass, chimney, fucking...
all this shit.
Fucking
They wanna
parkouring
climb,
and shit.
Scaling fucking walls with this stick, it breaks off of him.
Off a fucking fleshy, bony human. Great.
Yeah.
I was about to give it credit for at least it's consistent with its fucking stick, but you know.
No, they had to ruin that too. No, the show can't let you give it anything good. Oddly enough,
Oh, fucking...
what are its ratings actually?
I don't know. Some people said it was rated decently by some people and then rated terribly by others.
The show is very well received by critics and also received comparisons to Graves of the Firefly. Anime on DVD is wonderfully scripted show while each line of dialogue seems to be said with some larger purpose behind it.
Sure, you got the right one typed in there, right?
I do.
You're not talking about SAO there.
No. Of the events of war, the show continues a devastating and brutal feel throughout. Very true. Commenting on the realism of this show, reviewer Chris Brevard.
Hey Chris, if you're watching this for some reason,
Hey
fuck
Chris,
off.
I too as a child broke down a chimney with a wooden stick. Don't worry. It's very
Story
possible.
doesn't flinch from
It's
putting
possible.
people in a situation and resolving them in a which way, which they'd likely play out in real life.
Bullshit.
Yeah. When a
okay.
child's up against Cyber Dragons, the Cyber Dragons definitely lose, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
And then
he
the
did have the
kid,
stick.
in multiple
He
times
did
of becoming a
have
traitor,
that
wouldn't just be
legendary
shot.
Stick.
He
Let's
would,
just be honest
Wouldn't
here.
be shot in the face or the shoulder or everywhere by everybody.
but and he just was fine. So let's.
Every line in the dialogue was.
I don't
meant for such a
understand.
joke.
I was trying not to make it about other people's comments on the show.
I wanted to see, but yeah, no.
It's
that
it's
was
so
fine.
fucking stupid digging down it. Like I saw a bunch of them. Like the ones that honestly got me was that every person was saying it was the most depressing thing I've ever seen. It's like Jesus fucking Christ, you've lived a happy life. Because this is mild.
This is mild, but for an anime, it is depressing. compared to what an anime normally is.
Well, yeah, I watch a specific set of anime, so to me this is like bottom rung.
I know. No, I get what you're saying.
I've watched a specific set of anime.
Well, even FMA.
And I will track you down.
I've
and
watched
I will
Boku
kill
no
you.
Pico. I've watched Boku no Pico. I have seen darker things.
I mean, even FMA is like a relatively lighthearted show, but does way worse stuff than this. Like morally absurd stuff that hasn't been done before.
Yeah, like the sacrificing of thousands of people, turning people into like the way they turned people into monsters. That was so much more fucked up in the original show too, because they spent 3 episodes building that relationship to turn her into a chimera.
And it still has nice moments too, and it still even tries to make you feel for the bad guys and make them understand. Like for instance, the 2 knights that are guarding the one facility. Remember them? When one of them dies, Edward feels pity and sympathy to him because he's like, "But you're gonna die," and he's like, "I was a murderer, you know this, right? I don't deserve pity. I killed a ton of people."
Rapist. Remember, she had a heart-to-heart scene with the rapist.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
No, she didn't. The rapist saved a child. That doesn't excuse.
And
Poison, if I shot your mother and then your brother was falling off a cliff and I picked him up, would you forgive me for shooting your mother?
Which was also
I never said you forgive them. I said they had a heart-to-heart.
Would you say we had a heart-to-heart scene after that?
It was really weird. She didn't.
I would have laughed.
Yeah, I just didn't understand how she didn't recognize him. Like the first time he walked up and told her she had to leave. It's like
I think she did.
I think she did. She like instantly freaked out.
So I think she just
she
freaked out in
instantly did
general,
one of her.
No, I'm pretty sure she did because he said your name's Sarah, right? The same way he did before. So I'm pretty sure she did.
And he had to be the creepiest motherfucker when he did that. Your name.
No, I think the creepiest guy was the dude. They were trying to make it the dude who just kind of immediately pulled her in.
Oh, that was creepy.
And hard raped her.
No!
The very first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you saw him again in the army.
I thought it was a prisoner thing at that point, and then I was like, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it continued. I was like, oh, so it's a soldier reward, okay.
Yeah, no. When I was during episode 6, like when I was eating, I was like, so do they just keep rapists on the ship? Do they just like harbor them? So wait, are all the soldiers okay with rape? Do the kids even rapists?
I mean, they're pretty okay, because if you're okay with shooting somebody in the head for King Hondo, you're okay with fucking a chick for King Hondo.
Yeah, in all honesty.
It's like morally, killing is like morally bankrupt next to torture, and then then rape's like way above that. Yeah. Some would argue it's worse, but like morally, psychologically, killing a human being hurts much more than raping somebody. So
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, that's from a psychology perspective, but
yeah,
like that's usually the people who do that are more sane, but not sane.
They're not sane, but they're not.
They have like an extra paddle, but
they have some like a. This is a hard point to talk from because there's thousands of people who are just gonna immediately start screaming that I said that, but. They have slightly more ground because they didn't take the person's life. And again, what Shu says is sort of right. He just twisted to be malicious. Where it's like, as long as you're living, something better can happen. Because if you kill yourself now, this is where it ends. But if you're allowed to live on, something good might.
Yeah, and then he opened his mouth about the rape baby. And that's when it went bad. Like, if he didn't talk about that, and he just kept it on staying alive, so that something good will come from it, that scene would have been 10 times more tolerable.
His statement would have been better if he just said,
if he just didn't mention the baby.
You have the potential something better can happen. If you kill yourself now, nothing good will ever happen.
This is the end of it. This is as good as it will be. You know, so let's live longer to see it get better.
She's so fucking dead, too. She's on the middle of a mountain, in the middle of a fucking ocean.
Yeah,
and they're like, we'll continue and we'll live on here. On the peak of a mountain? Sure.
Why didn't she just take the kids with her?
Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna. But we'll get to that.
No, I knew exactly.
Episode 2.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah, the thing that pisses me off again in the very fucking beginning, where it's like, where is she? I don't know where she is. Drops the stick. I'll go this way. She's this way. What?
Yeah, that was really. I mean,
Why?
that was just meant to be. That's an old thing of like pathfinding. It was meant to be a joke on that. It's an older joke.
Ugh.
It's like whenever you get lost in the woods and you don't know where you're going, you just pick up a stick and whichever way it drops.
Because it's a better
You kinda
chance
just
than walking,
go.
because you always tilt one direction or the other, so you end up circling eventually. So if you drop a stick, it'll at least point you someplace
In a
alternative
direction.
to where you weren't going. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just going
But-
to...
That was the point of that, and it was just a bad joke against that.
Ugh.
I don't know why they made that joke.
Like,
It
I could
felt like-
understand if, like, I don't know where to go. It's like, and then he drops the stick. He's like, all right, guess we'll go that way. That would have been
Yeah.
fine. But he's like, she's
Yeah.
this way with purpose. Was like,
Yeah, no,
okay.
it was a weird scene. Right, that was a very weird scene.
Okay. What else did we see that episode?
Not much. He gets thrown in jail.
That was when he got thrown in jail and independent.
He's mostly
Oh,
getting
yeah.
tortured.
Which torture was 3.
Look at that.
Yeah. Man, the torture was...
3 was when he woke up and he first met Sarah.
Yeah.
Also, the torture was relatively calm.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Just whipping and then being hung.
From your hands
From
and your
your
chest,
arms?
so you know, like,
No, he was only hung from his wrist.
On his wrist, yeah.
he was.
Yeah, so that-
he had.
That would
He
have
had
dislocated his...
amazing abdominal strength then, because
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
not.
His
That
shoulder-
would have ripped his
upper
shoulders from
arm-
his sockets.
His upper arm and abdominal muscles are just unbelievably strong. Yeah.
Because
But
that
I-
was in.
I
Are
don't
you
know
certain
how he
about
lost-
that? Because he was
was.
hanging
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
like tilted.
Oh yeah. No,
Like-
no, no, no.
He was also
no.
hanging
Just
for
as good.
hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in a burning hot, in a scorching hot sun, apparently, because it's 20 times bigger.
Yeah, no, that was ridiculous.
Which is the closest thing that even remotely came to the world coming to an end, even remotely, that they apparently jammed in there last second. Like, where multiple people said, but the world's coming to an end. And she's like, well, we're going to raise the kids till the end. And it's like, but why is the world ending? Why? You haven't... It's like the big sun, though. It's like, I don't...
This
You
is
know,
a
Wolf's,
really
you know, Wolf's reign had a prophecy and shit, and like the world iced over. you're
Like, this was just thrown in there. Yeah.
you just have a big sun. I mean, there's other planets that have big suns. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, it was very, very forced to try and make it sound more depressing and dark in the world. But yeah, that was very weird, you know.
So-
Yeah, it was...
It didn't make any sense, you know. So
Oh, Sarah got raped and something attacked the ship. Oh yeah, the battleship that attacked. That was the one other time you get
Was
to
that
see
3?
anything. Yeah.
that was later. I
No, that was
thought.
3.
That was 3.
That was
Okay.
3. So she gets raped, and then something attacks the battleship. And you don't really get to good.
You don't really
Anything
get to see
at it.
what they do about it. You just realize they just say fire this thingy and it dies. It's supposedly
You don't,
destroyed.
and you see like a big like plow moving towards them, basically, and then that's the battleship. And
Yeah, that was-
it makes
that
me
was really
question
weird.
that if you knew what military might that they were, why would you send the thing that goes in a straight line? Why wouldn't you have something that went diagonally or something?
Why
and
also
then
would you
launched a
charge?
volley?
Why would you attack straight at it and
Also-
not from the side or behind?
Also, I kind of suspect that that guy that is the future scumbag was the guy who was on the gunner because he was rewarded for killing the most people. And if they didn't give that to the fucking gunner, I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
He pressed a button.
Yeah?
The person in charge of pressing the button isn't the person who gets the credit.
Shadow, what do you do with a gun? You push the button.
No, modern long distance military actions are presses of buttons. It's not. They usually don't get rewarded as the prime hero. It's usually the guy who calls it in the middle of the field and gives the locations. Is more appropriately. with the dude 20 miles back sitting comfortably in a chair firing a cannon.
How dare you?
How fucking dare you? It's like, I was double dog dared by a
That was the
midget
dumbest
with a top
fucking
hat.
attack. It made no sense, because it's... Like, I could understand sending your infantry from the front as a distraction, and maybe, like, having a big metal thing with an engine behind it that's just pushing to make it appear like it's a battleship, and just have a bunch of artillery building on the hills just firing over at the ship, because that ship was a piece of shit. It was crumbling and breaking all over the place with any explosion. Just fucking launch minor missiles at it and you win.
Yeah, but you know, this is Hondo, man. There's no kill like overkill.
Ugh. But then, multiple times, the assassins who were going to kill Hondo stopped and declared that they were an assassin, that they were going to kill him, instead of just shooting him.
That's just anime.
I know, but that's the stupidest shit ever.
It is, but that's anime. That happens in every anime assassination. That's anime assassination 101.
Shit.
A 30-second dialogue on who you are and who you're going to kill.
Yeah, those were the worst assassins ever.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, that little girl was a pretty good assassin. Like, Soon, she was a pretty good assassin. She's probably my favorite character.
You mean when she murdered Boo?
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. And then she cocks the gun off the recoil. She readies the gun out of recoil and aims again. I was disappointed she didn't blow the other guy away. And like carry Soon to victory. I was really disappointed because she was a fucking badass there. That was a Gundam moment.
That was a badass moment, though. That was
the only moment that I was actually interested in this show at all. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because you
then
can
she's
see
gonna
that
do
she's
something,
not
and then she misses the second shot. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and then Nabaka killed her, and then that caused Nabaka to have another breakdown. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
We're going back to status quo now. Had a cool Gundam moment for a minute.
No, we skipped to the fourth.
No, that's like the last. That's like 12 or some shit.
That was 12.
I was thinking
like
part of the
what
military
13.
is probably next. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
I think we had a part of the military, which is probably the dumbest thing ever. Yes, let's put the kid we just tortured into our own military with a gun.
I don't know.
He's not taking a gun, even better.
I don't know. Do you know what
He's
happens to
using a
African
stick.
kids? They get beaten and they get an AK thrown in their hands. You don't shoot the right people, you get beat again, and then other bad things happen to people you like.
Yeah,
It's pretty standard practice.
Yeah, I mean, you just
Yeah,
keep
I know,
beating them
but-
until they learn. But
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know.
I don't even think he was given a gun. I didn't look at his uniform. Because every time he denied a gun anyways. So, like, he never actually had a gun. And plus,
Yeah.
he was stationed around other kids, so the only person he would have shot is the other kids. So,
Hey, I
really,
would've shot.
what are you losing?
Here's the thing about this one. What is her? I was gonna say Ebola for a second. We're talking about that. Yeah. I was like, oh, she's nice. She put him in the military instead of just like outright killing him. And then I was thinking, wait a minute. She authorized that. I mean, she's okay with Sarah getting. Oh yeah, fuck her. I don't care if she gets beaten by the crazy guy now. She's a horrible character.
yeah, no, she wasn't good. It was funny because at the end she was expecting to die too, and then Sarah was like, "No, you come with us." It's like, Sarah, no, don't try and be good now. No, just let him kill her now. Like she's planning to die. Damn it, Sarah. Bad time to have a nice moment. Bad fucking time.
Bad girl.
Oh, God, that's where your rape anger goes. That's where it goes, right there.
Also, none of them probably knew that Umbella had anything to do with it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
They probably just assumed she was a regular soldier, honestly.
Oh no, they knew because Shun knew. Yeah, she was the top person. So
I
as
don't
long
think he
as
would've
he might have
said.
mentioned it.
Well, he took him like 4 episodes to realize, wait, this isn't Japan. Where am I?
No, I think he recognizes that when he's getting hung.
He
Yeah.
recognized that during. He recognized the journey.
Yeah.
Like He has to understand at that point, but
it's just expedition to have
now
more
we're on the
troops.
4 where Nambaka requests Boo to keep an eye on Chu after he joins. He basically uses him like, you keep an eye on him. It's like, why are you telling the really easy to manipulate child to watch the person who has ideas conflicting to just your lifestyle?
To follow and then maybe die. I don't care.
Why? That makes no sense. This is the one person you don't want him around.
No, it's fine. I want to go eat.
I want to go eat my terrible food.
And survive with no water.
Anybody have anything else to say about that, or are we good?
No, I think that's where we're going to end that episode. Episode 6!
5. Is military expedition to gather more troops.
Yeah, this is the little battle where they take him out, and he's like, I'm not going to do anything. Then they had the whole
if you're not going to do anything.
You don't deserve water. And then Nambaka gives him the water, and he's like, so you're going to fight? It's like, I'll do something. It's like,
wait a minute, you guys are evil. Never mind.
No, he did. He did something. He's like, I'm going to get in your way. It's like, good job.
Well,
the
really
whole
is
episode
good job
why
because they were
wasn't Shu just
kidnapping.
shot at like any of the moments?
Yeah, I know, but it was like, yeah, he was helping the kidnapped kids. In the end, he didn't help any of them. And there was just a good chance he was just going to get legit, like Shadow said, shot.
No one said Shu was smart.
I'm fully aware.
In fact, everyone says he's a fucking idiot, I think.
Everyone literally, yeah, everyone says the opposite.
I bet you I bet you there's someone out there that said every one of his dialogue purpose.
Hey, very deep purpose.
I want an explanation why the commanding officer, when was told, oh, he was releasing the prisoners and told him to run away, why he didn't just pull out his pistol and shoot him. Like,
shoot him at that point? Yeah.
I don't... That seems like in a military rule, that's a time for immediate execution.
That's traitorous, and that's traitor.
And inciting rebellion. Like,
yeah, that's a firing squad right there.
It's just... You're not even a firing squad, just shot. I mean, people in the trenches were shot for leaving the trench. Well, the person's actually helping the other side in this point. Wait, why not just shoot him? Like, fuck.
Sometimes, Shadow. Sometimes on Christmas they went and had beer with their enemies.
Don't bring magically amazing moments into it. That's the only reason that humankind has any chance at being redeemed. Don't bring nice things into this. This is pain.
How fucking dare you try and make this nice?
How dare I bring one of history's greatest moments ever?
Don't bring that into this, because it's this is terrible.
Don't try to bring happiness into this.
You shouldn't. You should feel bad. You really should.
Terrible,
the
man.
dumbest fucking shit in the next episode. I think 5 actually bleeds into 6 a bit, because that's when they raid the village.
5 when they raid the village, yeah. 6 is kind of Sarah's escape.
I think 6 is when it actually happens, but they prepare in 5.
And then when it's when Sarah escapes, and then when Shoes tries to escape. Like,
God, that scene, by the way, when she escaped, not when she killed the guy, not when
she's sneaking away.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, why are you stripping? Oh God,
it made no fucking sense.
Oh God, she's gonna kill herself.
She didn't want to wear those clothes.
I'm gonna run out into the middle of the desert in no clothing. I have clothing available that covers and would keep me relatively good, but I'm gonna run out barefoot.
Also, the guy that was 3 of her, yeah, that armor fits reasonably well.
Oh.
Oh, it's form-fitting. Oh, the future is amazing.
That's so fucking stupid. Why would you run away in the middle? And it was night, too, so it must have been fucking freezing cold. It's the stupidest
she's a real woman.
And she got far enough away to the village that she apparently got picked up. Oh my God.
Got covered in sand.
How was she breathing? But whatever.
She wasn't.
Because you can't when you get caught in an avalanche, it snows around you. It doesn't collapse all the way immediately, so you can kind of like have a little bit of air and shit. In sand doesn't hold form; it collapses. She was buried under sand, and she didn't have like a horse or anything to like a horse corpse to like prop up with a blanket or anything like that. No, it was just her.
I hate sand.
So fucking stupid.
I'm glad Shadow got the reference.
Oh,
you didn't get my reference?
It's rough and coarse, and it gets everywhere.
And again, thank you, Jeff. It gets everywhere. That's such a bad movie, but it's better than the recent movies.
The movie's fine. It's the same quality as the other ones. They're all relatively the same. There's some major differences. I don't know. If you watch 4, 5, and 6, they're all stupid in their own way.
Yeah.
They all make no goddamn sense. They have a bunch of bullshit. Their line reads are bad most of the time.
But
like, honestly, rewatch the scene where Luke gets his hand cut off. It makes no sense. This is impossible! And he's screaming at this guy who's just like, what? Why are you doing this? And then he just jumps off and it's like, that's a good idea. Oh yeah, they had Star Wars references in this. Because when she was escaping, he fucking falls into immediately, he falls into the goddamn pit and just somehow manages to slide right out into safety. Not die.
No. You see, a flimsy piece of maybe cloth can stop your full body momentum.
Going terminal velocity, what seemed.
Yeah. Also, this is an anime where...
Oh yeah, that's why he knows she wasn't in Japan.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about this. Yeah. Had his, Allison... No, wasn't Allison. I don't think I'm in Kansas anymore.
Oh. Yeah.
I forget what that one is.
This giant battleship isn't in Japan. These cyber dragons aren't in Japan.
Time stopping's not in Japan. Wait, no, I am still in Japan with time stop. Oh no.
That would have made it so much better if, like, as that we're doing Zaworld was going on in the background, you just saw someone getting.
Also, you kind of spoiled some stuff for me. Not like, here's how you did it. So you said, oh, it gets a little bit rapey.
It's in chat.
What?
I already scrolled up. People saw.
No. You said that to me, and I was like, Does he get enough? Is there enough rape tinkled in to ruin the taste? The answer, yes. But I was like, when does this get rapey? Oh, time stop. Does he do something with the time stop?
I love how it became a lead up to rape. I think that made it better, Poison.
I was like, oh no, and it didn't do that. Oh, he's crazy. It looks like he's about to rape that girl. Oh no. She just kicks his ass.
See, that makes it so much more interesting until it happens then. I made those first episodes better for you, is what you meant to say.
Yeah. You should say thank you, in all honesty.
That would have been amazing. It's like if somebody told me there was rape in JoJo, I'd be like, what? With stands? How? Is it the guy with 4 balls? It's the guy with 4 balls, isn't it? Fucking knew it. So where the fuck? 7. I think we're on 7.
I think
we're on 7, yeah.
7 or 6, because we already kind of talked about the raid of the
Sarah
village.
got out, and that was after Sarah escaped, and Shu got shot. So yeah, and then Shu tried to talk to Nabanka, like, this is bad. If you keep taking kids, those kids are gonna be trained to take kids. He's like, I just want to go home, and it's like, yeah, no.
I'm a horrible character.
So, I brought up the wood stick, but I remembered something because of my notes. It broke a battleship's glass window.
Yeah,
that was meant for regality. So
Yeah, guess what else?
So you have a battleship's glass window, something that would be meant to take fire from rifles and explosives, a wooden fucking stick.
Yeah, Shadow, guess what else broke it? A fucking pot that holds flowers. Is your point?
I'm saying nothing made a goddamn lick of sense in this fucking show.
Yeah, well, we know that. Say something new. You got anything new to add to this?
Yeah, it took multiple knife hits before doing that. Have you ever seen a wooden stick take multiple knife hits and then keep its density? I haven't.
Alright, well, have you ever gone to Japan, Shadow?
They do have some special.
Very
they have some
briefly.
amazing sticks out there.
I was there briefly for a week. Your point?
Oh, so you didn't get to see those amazing sticks they have.
I didn't get to
Is what
see
we're
any
saying.
amazing sticks.
Did you at least kendo?
No, I didn't see any kendo.
Oh, what'd you go there to do, you shitty foreign exchange student?
I went there to go to a high school romance flick.
God! No, you didn't. I don't believe you.
Yeah, that's right.
You
to not
wasted
believe
your
me because I
trip to
lied.
Japan! God. You
So then we
suck.
have LALARUUUUU and fucking Hondo.
Oh
That
my
just
God!
escape-
LALARUUUUU, give me your pendant power.
She escapes with water, and it just... They're at the center of it. And that's like... I don't know if they've ever seen what the aftermath of getting hit by a tidal wave is. But it's not pretty. It's like you're a red blotch somewhere. You're not just fine and a little bit wet.
I don't think you know. I'm a scientist. I have some water right here. It doesn't hurt. Fine.
Splash it as hard as you can into your eyes, and I guarantee you'll feel something.
Yeah.
And that's not magically propelled torrent water. Also, how were they able to recover out? Oh, because her bubble. They just didn't show it. Never mind.
Yeah,
That was showed later. They just didn't show it then.
Mm-hmm. Bubble powers activate.
8 is where they find the sand, the girl buried under the sand, which we find out is Sarah. Sarah,
hate
obviously.
Sarah. Another Star Wars reference. Slightly.
I mean, you made the same one twice, but sure.
No.
Oh yeah, and they get incredibly lucky, because the monster kills itself after getting attacked by a monster.
Yummy.
It pulls the pin on its own grenade.
Wait, I can't take this right. You here? Take the lid. I can't. I can't steal lids. It's impossible. It's dumb. Why would I ever steal a lid, idiots? Now, give me my meat. Tasty.
Was Star Wars was out when this came out, right? Because that also seemed a bit.
The originals were out. The originals were out back in the 80s, I think.
I think this took a bit of influence from that. Now that I think it's because that scene is a lot Sarlacc-y. I'm gonna say that it did because that Sarlacc scene in the pipe earlier. I'm gonna go with that.
I'm gonna take this as Star Wars, another show that had every line of dialogue serving a greater purpose.
It's rough and coarse.
The
gets everywhere.
All the dialogue, dude, is unbelievable. It's just so deep. It's so deep it loops around again to being retarded.
Another SAO reference. Oh, thank you. That took me a second. I was like, that's not way too oddly specific.
I'm glad you got onto it. I'm glad you remember.
But you fucked it up. I'll tell you that.
No. I didn't continue it. I didn't continue the narrator part.
No, you messed up the middle part. You messed up. Yes, you did.
Damn. What did I miss?
I'm pretty Shadow. We're playing the recording.
I don't know.
No. Well, say it then. Just to finish saying the statement.
You said something like,
the statement is so stupid. They're so smart, it loops around again to being stupid, I think is what it said.
Retarded.
No, that's definitely not the line, though.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
It's close.
I don't know what the line is, but I know that's not the line.
Not exact, but it's close enough, and that's all that really matters.
I fucked up the. What's the title of this thing again?
No.
I mean, it's literally from, I think,
Then and here.
here and there.
Now and then,
here and
here
there.
and there.
Now and then,
I
here and there, yeah.
I'm gonna look up when this was made. Now and then here.
99, the end of 99.
Okay.
October 99 to early 2000.
believe.
And no.
Again,
Star
shocked this show
Wars.
lived because it wasn't like anime wasn't popular over here, and it doesn't have a story that I pick up in
I don't
Japan.
fucking know how
That's
that
why
works.
I'm so shocked how it actually went anywhere.
Well,
I mean, I
can
could see how they're so incredibly, like, anime is so incredibly oversaturated. Like, you could find literally anything of anything.
Yeah.
Star
So
Wars. Was Star Wars made in 1983?
Yeah.
Yes, the
Yeah,
originals.
it's really old.
The originals
Oh,
are really
wow.
old.
I thought it was
That's
made
why
in
the base
1992.
version of it looks like shit because
Ooh.
it's
The originals
old.
are just really bad because of it.
Yeah, so it definitely took some stuff from it.
Oh yeah,
Well, I mean, almost
How about-
shit still now is taking stuff from Star Wars.
from the
because-
original Star Wars.
Hey,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah, like the
nostalgia.
new Star Wars are taking shit from the old Star Wars.
That's
It's this snake eating itself.
it's the Ouroboros. It'll be doomed to forever consume itself in its endless greed and hunger for more money. And then people on the sidelines will keep shoving food into the Ouroboros' mouth to keep it going perpetually. And not just let it die, because they refuse to.
Well, because it makes money.
Dude, the Darth Maul character action game would have been amazing. That was shut
Don't
down
you talk shit
so
about the dark. Okay, so what? It might have. The original prequel was released May 1990. So mine took a little bit of the prequels.
I
Oh, you're doing anything
don't
from the
think
prequels?
anything took anything from the prequels.
Like the only credit the originals have is that they were old enough that nothing was like that at the time.
Yeah, they were.
And then
completely
after that,
unique.
there was so much like it. By the time the prequels came out, it was like, yeah.
Yeah, there was already too many things imitating.
And then
it
they
for it
tried to
be
do
unique
stuff
at that point.
new, and then the stuff that they did new, people hated. It's like,
Hey Shadow, quick question. In WoW, if you can't trade soul-bound items between each character, right?
no, that's only BO8 on that account. Soulbound is bound to your character individually. All right, so we're moving on to 9 then, I guess.
Moving on to 9. Oh, this is when they enter city.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what episode 9 is. That's
I wrote
right.
down that time and time again they try to make the commander look crazy, but all they end up doing is making him look stupid. Probably because he was doing his stupid shit where he rolls around on the ground crying and spasming about LALARUUUUU. I'm assuming.
LALARUUUUU, LALARUUUUU, give me water.
Oh yeah, and that's right when the episode before they're like, find out Zabars, and then of course they end up in Zabars, the hidden
Plot
city.
convenience is
That's
strong with this one. Plot convenience is strong with this one, yes. And then we find out it's just a small group of people in this village who are able to infiltrate the giant building, get to the leader's room, kill the guards, and then attack the leader.
and then fail technically.
And fail once they get in there.
And like, you're in the room with the dude. Why not just charge the dude if your goal was to kill the dude?
No. Let's alert him by throwing a body at him. 'Cause that's
And then not only that, but then when one of them gets shot and he sees he's out of ammo, the other guy, when the alarm gets raised, like, oh, better run out through the alerted city. What? Just kill the guy. Do what you came there to do.
Worst case, you die, but at least he's dead. It makes no sense not to kill him at
Because
this
if you
point.
can leave, you have like a 99% chance of getting caught. You're just gonna get
no
shot.
Shadow. Reddit, you're not seeing the thing. if that would have happened, then they would have to actually write a compelling story of what happens after he leaves.
Bella would take control and hostilities would slow. Probably.
Or increase, you don't know.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure it would have slowed because Bella was constantly saying we're low on troops and shit.
It was like trying to stop him from just starting these random fights, yeah.
Oh god, the fucking mommy daddy game in 10.
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh, wasn't that a great game?
Oh, that was so fucking forced.
Fucking awesome.
Oh, that was so painfully fucking forced.
Daddy.
Speaking of forced.
Oh, that was the fucking worst.
Let's stay away from the rape puns.
That wasn't a pun. Why did you just assume every one of my jokes is a pun?
Because it's you.
Oh yeah, and then they just take in that rebel soldier that's like still in his gear and they're like, oh yeah, let's not keep him under watch 24/7. Oh yeah, let's not strip search him. Oh yeah, let's not throw away all of his old clothing, give him new clothing. Yeah, let's just keep him in his shit. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hey, it worked out in the end.
No, it didn't. The city got destroyed. It's like one of the worst outcomes because they're literally in a hidden city. I would have been all up in that fucker's teeth before I even let clothing back on him, you know? These fucking idiots were like, we're a military. We need to assassinate, and they just are morons. Like, no one takes any goddamn sense in this fucking...
And that's asking a lot of people to take sense.
Oh yeah, we skipped a moment when LALARUUUUU probably got raped.
I don't know.
You know, I don't care about LALARUUUUU.
It's questionable, even, because it doesn't even... Like, with Sarah, it's pretty obvious, but LALARUUUUU, even if it did, does she really care? Like, she doesn't seem like she does care what happens to her.
She didn't get, like... I don't know.
Except that she cares for shoes for some weird reason. Strangely amount.
Broke on them. The guy was able to make multiple bruises, not even finger-shaped, on the girl's arm.
Consistency wasn't a good priority for this show's directors. Like, nothing was consistent from scene transition to scene transition. I know there was a couple times where people would be completely soaking wet, and they just stand up and they're fine. Like, they're instantly dry because they didn't want to animate anything wet.
Would you? I wouldn't want to animate.
I would write the scene around the wetness, or avoiding said wetness, if that was the case. I wouldn't just have the scene continue to play and then ignore a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, then we have the incredible stupid shit where Bella fixes the thing flying with brute force, even though it's a mechanical issue and shit's blowing up. And she's like, nah, just push harder. And it works.
Hey, it works. He knows his way.
And oh look, and Bella orders the one dude who ran away to get shot. Oh, why didn't Shu get shot?
That's right. I want him killed. He left.
It was you guys want to shoot dead like that? It's almost like you guys don't like Shu.
Don't. But it makes no sense. It would have made sense if he got out of shit with wit or charm, but he didn't. He got out of it because pure dumb luck and everyone not caring about him.
Would you care about Shu?
No. But I would have shot him the moment he was actively trying to harm me. Oh yeah, then Sarah shows up in the house in the hidden village too.
That was the LALARUUUUU snap, and then
there's the one big happy Saturday family. And I go, well, so much for the fucking hidden city. Might as well just put a big fucking signpost on it, because everyone shows up to this one fucking city.
Then the rapist shows up to the city. Yeah.
Everyone shows up.
He was already in the city.
Was he? No, I thought he didn't show up until 11.
No, he was the guy that was just like,
he was the
you
soldier.
should get out of here. Yeah.
He was the soldier. He was at dessert. That wasn't until 11. It wasn't in 10.
No.
This next
I thought we were talking about when they got.
Were we?
We're talking the episode before where she beats LALARUUUUU, which is fine.
She doesn't beat LALARUUUUU because they don't let her. They stop her.
I mean, she still beats on her. It's not like... It's just misplaced entirely. It's like, you're hitting the person who did literally nothing wrong to you. That's good. You're handling this rationally. Well, but then she does the stupidest fucking shit ever, which pisses me off, and she's a garbage human being, where she tries to drown herself in the town's water supply. Yeah, don't find a fucking cliff or anything like that. Fucking drown yourself in the fucking water that everyone has to drink, that they only have a small amount of. And then it's gone. Yeah, fucking drown yourself in that water. So everyone has to drink your fucking corpse water. That's a... Oh, God. You're actively fucking poisoning every single person in the village at that point. You are actively trying to kill every person in the village at that point. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You are actively trying to kill everyone in that village with your fucking corpse. It's so... And plus, the possibility that it didn't even go and get noticed. Like, if she went deep enough, it wouldn't have even been noticed for a while. And, like, everyone would have gotten sick and ill and started dying anyways. Like, fucking...
Breathe in, Shadow. In and out. In and out. Okay.
You can't do that.
Well, apparently she did. And you can't stop her.
Oh, that made me fucking despise her so much. Oh. This is where I go off about how she was telling her not to fucking... He's like, not to abort the child conceived from Ray. Yeah. This is where I start ranting.
Okay. I'm gonna... The floor is yours, Shadow.
No, it's... You can read it. I basically said all of it. It's like how stupid that is. Don't die, lady. Your rape child is a new chance at life.
Don't worry. Save your rape child. Your rape child must live.
You know that horrifying memory and the thing you'll have to look at for the rest of your life and relive those horrible moments. And fucking Shu is here all like, nah, that's a good idea. Keep that shit. I mean, come on. It's your second chance at life, you know? You're not just fucking dealing with it and moving on and living your own fucking life, but just fucking endure it for the rest of your fucking life. And then I'll go on about how young she is, where she's probably a little bit younger than Shu, because women develop faster at that age. So she's probably a little bit younger than Shu, or even the same age. And Shu's like, what?
I think she's like a year or two older.
No, women develop much faster at that age, Poison.
What age is she?
I don't know. How old is Shu? Does anyone know how old Shu is?
12.
Because Shu was about her size.
Men are bigger.
No, not at that age, Poison.
I was bigger than all of my class.
Then you had a growth spurt.
Body shaming me.
Then you had a growth spurt, and that's rare. Women develop faster than men do.
Body shaming asshole.
But I think Shu's about like 10 to 13. Maybe. Having a female having a child and anything below 18 is really bad. Bad things happen usually.
Yeah, their fertility's kind of like 18 to like 30.
No, women can get pregnant really earlier, but it's not healthy to have that child.
Yeah. But like, when it starts falling on the child, it's more like at a 35.
Oh, it's terrible. It's so gross. It's like, and then he's like, nah, the thing that might kill you during birth, the thing that's gonna be fucking terrifying for you your entire life and have to relive that, nah, just fucking...
The experience every time you look at it, nah.
Just like, nah, that's a good thing, keep that. Just... And she obviously didn't want it. Like... It's one thing if she was just that much of a person that she's like, no, I'm keeping it. It's like, props to you, lady. I'm not that kind of person at all. I would have tried to abandon that shit as fast as possible, but you apparently are above that. No, she wanted to abandon that shit in the hardest way possible. And like, I am 100% down with saving her life, especially not letting her drown in the fucking water. I would have pointed her to a cliff if she really wanted to kill herself. Then, you know, the one they walked up to get there. But... You know, Oh, 12 is when the military gets bullshit. The town military militia.
Oh,
The militia
no.
revolt. The
We're not
shoot
skipping past what I have a point on. I don't mean like that's a whole abortion thing. I don't want to get into that. That's
okay.
that will cause a lot of controversy.
Oh, it's already done.
Yeah.
It's already happened.
No.
You can say your
not
opinion
none
on
of
it.
that. No. It's 6 and 35 seconds. 6 minutes and 38 seconds of just that thing transforming or moving.
Oh, you
People
mean
give DBZ shit for like screaming for 25 episodes. No, that thing was like a good chunk of the episode. I was like, is that thing gonna happen? Is it gonna happen there? No, still just like metal moving. Oh, okay.
You talking about the flying ship lifting off?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to the lift. I'll take it too long. Yeah, the one where we said it took a force where she could physically fix electronic issues with brute force. It reminds me of what is it called? Happy Days. Whenever the jukebox would break and the funds, we just walk over and just elbow it and then just fix it. Just tap it and boom, it just starts working again. Okay, that shouldn't work every time. I'll give him a couple, but like, okay. No. So I guess he has the fonts. Hey.
Oh, so much about this. All right, does anyone else have anything to say about 11, or are we moving on to 12?
No.
12, okay.
Nope.
So 12 12 is the militia going crazy. And he gets told that LALARUUUUU's in the town, and he's like, oh, better go.
Negotiation tool. We need this. But then Sister like, she's one of my kids. You don't take my kids. I'm an angry black woman personality in a white woman.
I'm an angry, maybe black woman. Don't know.
I'm a black personality and a white fat body. I'm a fat person. I'm a white personality. I'm a black person. God damn it.
No, I'm a black personality in a very ambiguously raced person's body.
There you go. Thank you.
I'm just reading what I went, and I was so pissed after 11. I had to finish it because I knew I didn't want to come back to it. And I was already like, I had 3 episodes to go, so I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to be up to like 9 a.m. watching this shit.
Oh, you could just when I do.
And it's like, and then shoot the fucking doctor. Wow, fucking president-elect over here. This fuckface 20, whatever the fuck.
Man, this man knows what he's really doing, doesn't he?
I was just going off constant.
Well,
And then the girl read the gun. That was awesome. That was the one cool thing that gave me
That
any
was
solace
awesome,
from this.
That was great. That little girl was a badass character in the show.
And then Nabucco shows, and that was Nabucco, and showed up, and we already talked about most of that, but like, I was kind of hoping the first doorway he went into was the kids one, so that scene wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
The only thing my fucking notes are ridiculous.
Oh no, my thing I didn't like about this episode is fucking what's his face looking in the door and he's like, what have we done? Yeah, you've killed way more people before this, dude. You've probably been in for like a year or so. You killed way more people.
You murdered the girl you just killed, father, ironically.
Yeah.
You killed the father, then you killed the daughter. I thought the irony was kind of like end result was hysterical.
The only thing that kind of made Nabucco fine for me, honestly, like apart from just being that made him a decent character at all, was him showing up at the end bleeding. Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, I brought you the stuff to get out." I was like, "All right."
I brought you your stick because I figure you need.
I would have taken the gun and just shot the guard.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But hey.
Hey, he was able to get the stick, steal the key, and knock out the guard before he could undraw his
And then
gun.
the other guys promptly executed him when he was unconscious because everyone else there was really violent. So
Hey.
I go off on how the show's probably an anti-abortion piece, isn't it? for 13 in the beginning, so that's... Okay, then the stick breaks on Hondo.
Hey, that was a
It's
legend.
been through a lot, Shadow.
It's a lot of wear and tear, Shadow. It adds up, okay?
The water kills only bad people. Only bad people die from that. None of the good people that were there.
No, because that's black water, okay?
Only
makes
the bad
perfect
people
sense.
died.
That was dark water. It makes perfect sense.
I see no problem. Shadow, I think you're nitpicking here.
I think you're crazy, Shadow. That's anime rule 1-on-1. Super powerful spells can't kill good people.
So you know the end scene, right? You know that end scene? Where they're standing out on the mountains and they're talking about it. And it's like, oh no, I'm staying here. Which, by the way, what the fuck? Why? But
Why was
anyways,
she staying there? Yeah. Well,
because
she wanted to continue Sisters.
That water
legacy,
looks
she
really
looked up to
pretty
sister,
and all,
but...
right? That water looks really pretty. What about all the hundreds of villages that are now a couple miles below sea level at that point? What about all those?
How much water that little body held?
What about those? Like, what about all those villages?
They were already burnt down and blown up.
Sure, let's say that.
Yeah, there you go. We'll say that.
Sure.
We'll just go off with that assumption.
I'm pretty sure LALARUUUUU killed more than Hondo with that act.
Possibly.
I'm just gonna go out and say that.
But hey, LALARUUUUU disappeared though. She can't be punished for her crimes.
She died.
She vanished. She got to watch the sunset, and then she got to ask the question. Let's watch it.
I'll be able to watch another sunset with
and
you.
then
And easily
he doesn't answer. I thought that was hysterical. I love how he.
Well, there's
didn't
tons of
say
fucking
shit.
scenes where they have awkward silences, where there's just a character and a still frame and nothing's happening, and they're just silent, and they're staring and not responding in a conversation.
It was like a one time. He could have said the right thing. You know what I mean?
You just murdered millions of people.
No.
I have a raging moment.
It's like literally just the emotional thing. The right thing to say is like, yes, we will. And then she disappears. Fine. At least they did something right. But they did fucking that.
See, I would want to see what his mental state was after. Because the shit that he's been through was bad too.
I actually wrote that down. So now Shu gets to go to his homeland and
goes
try to
back
live out those horrifying fucking memories he has now. What a great show.
My question
That would have been a better show.
See, I'm
Hey,
curious.
Dad, I had a
Did he
weird
go back-
day.
My question is this though: did he go back to when he initially got taken, or has he just been?
Yeah, that
gone
wasn't
for
explained
time?
either.
Yeah, they
Or did he
didn't.
just miss several months and his parents just
See,
found him, just came back out of nowhere? It's like
I don't know.
know. More information I would love to have
And
known.
Shu's just like a bit older, like a little bit older, and he looks super fucked up. And he's like
And you
way
can-
more jacked than he was, and they're like, what the fuck happened?
Why is your bag full of whipping marks?
I was taken to a faraway land and tortured, made to a soldier.
You've been gone like an hour.
I killed. Wait.
I watched several people die.
No, believe
and
me.
forced a little
Wait,
girl
there's
to
someone
murder
there
hundreds
called-
of thousands of people.
There was someone there called Sarah. Wait, let me go. Oh wait. Everyone's gonna think I'm crazy.
It was so fuck. What I thought when I saw Ambella or some shit that she lived for whatever reason didn't try to teleport Hondo out of. She didn't try to teleport Hondo out of there for whatever reason. I don't.
No.
Because
She finally gave up on him. That's why she watched him.
Why
die.
though? She was
don't
undyingly loyal for the
I
entirety of the show.
Oh, fuck, weird. I don't.
Because
know.
backstory.
It was so fucking stupid.
Backstory, Shadow.
I honestly, the way the show was going, I honestly thought that the ending was gonna be Shu and Sarah take all the girls and shit, and all the kids and shit, and they go to Earth because it's much more sane place to be than there in the middle of an ocean now.
And they go and then it's like, oh, is this the girl?
And
we
no,
met?
I thought they were gonna bring Ambella, and she was just gonna like pay off her debt with her life. And like just work and try to raise the kids, and like try to redeem herself. She wasn't, but she was gonna try to, because she just like was dead, and it was like.
No, you know
And then
what
she
made that ending better?
stays, and it's like why?
Yeah, if she went with Shiro they were like, "Hey, mom, this was the girl I was gonna ask out." It's like she was just got like a funny bone with him. And he's like, "Oh, by the way, she's pregnant."
It's not my kid though. Don't worry.
That would have been the most funny. That would have been a great ending. That would have been so hysterical.
And here's like this 27-year-old woman with like D cups and a tight outfit coming in, and she's gonna help. She's gonna help with these 5 kids.
No, there's way more than 5. There's like 8.
I don't know how many there were. I didn't. Oh, none of them mattered. The only one that was even close to mattering was the little girl, the little girl, and Soon, or whatever her name was.
Yeah, but Soon was dead.
Yeah, Soon died.
So all that mattered was the little girl.
Mm-hmm.
That.
The other 6 kids stayed with the crazy soldier guy who no longer has a person to kill.
Yeah.
It was also kind of funny earlier though when Soon was trying to tell the guy to stop being aggressive, and the dude was saying all the shit that Hondo did to him, and he was kind of like, "You're still wrong. I see what you're saying, but you're wrong, and I don't know how to tell you you're wrong." And it's like,
I'm 11.
because there's 2 sides to every coin. Like, you're
bullshit. I'm gonna correct you right now.
Like you
Let
don't.
me go scrape off the side of this coin real fast.
Then you have a blank side of a coin. It's still the other side of a coin.
No, I'll come and figure this out. Give me a sec.
You will have to melt the coin down and turn it into a ball. There you go.
No.
Then it would technically have no sides.
It would have infinite number of sides running.
True.
Not
It'd have an
infinite. That
infinite-
a sphere is actually defined as having a set number of sides. But that's geometry like nth degree. But let's not get
What
We're
happens
not-
when
we're
you
not gonna
divide
get
it
into
as anything by a 0? You get 0, of course. Fucking
Well,
dumb.
like the answer, and it was like trying to say that his thing was complex. It's like, yeah, it is complex. Your situation is shitty, but you know what? You're going about it the wrong way. It's a simple answer. You just think it's the right way right now. Just
No, it's
calm down.
If wise old black mom couldn't figure it out, do you think Shu could? You dumb. You stupid Shadow.
Thank you.
And I love how everyone's response, regardless of what happens, is they don't understand me. I'm gonna start beating them now. Even Shu, at like multiple points, when people don't start listening, he goes ah, just starts hitting. It's so stupid. It's so
Hey,
funny.
what you call stupid, I call incredible strategy.
I call great
Depth
writing.
and meaning.
Great writing, dude.
Depth and meaning to a character.
Development right there, sir.
Exactly. Read it, we get it. Shadow's simple mind can't comprehend it.
You
The
know what?
depth of
Shadow
this-
doesn't even understand a gag show. Okay? He's still running his mind on darkness being. Okay?
Yeah, you had a problem with darkness being raped. This goes way far. That was just hinted at.
No, because darkness was the darkness
It's a
situation was
gag,
worse
You think
because they were
character-
using it as a joke.
Yes,
They were
it's a
using it as a
gag
joke.
show.
This took it
that thing
seriously, but did it in the
happen.
worst way.
So,
I'm actually
all
fine
right.
with it. It could be done well. But again, everything around the scenario in this was done in the most incredible, stupid manner. And we've already talked about that.
Reddit, you bet you
Of how
put it.
nothing made sense.
Okay, but
anyone have any
episode
final
13.
thoughts?
Oh wait,
Fuck
yeah.
that.
That one we
We
did
did
talk about
that.
13.
We already did all the episodes.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about where LALARUUUUU just bombed the whole entire world.
We
Did
did.
We
talk
did.
about that?
We did speak about that, yes. About how her water only killed bad people, and if there were any alive villages that weren't killed, you know,
Fucking dead
crazy
now.
Mother Hamdo, they're dead now because they've been flooded. And that water level didn't raise by a few feet, it rose by
It rose up
dozens
to the
of feet.
mountains. Jesus.
So, like, yeah, no. I really hope those people know how to make boats.
I don't think
No
a
one
boat would
knows
help at
how
that
to
point.
make boats? What are you talking about?
A couple mile-high tsunamis? Jesus, yeah, a boat will save you. Yeah, that boat will help.
What they need is a surfboard. Thank you.
Good
I was
job, Reddit.
mistaken. I was
Boats.
mistaken.
Better learn how to surf quick. And hope that the force of the tsunami
Hey,
isn't
you know
of
what?
a normal
You know what?
tsunami.
Hey,
it
you
is
know,
the slowest whatever.
If the people from Konosu they learned how to juggle a soccer ball as good as they did without knowing what soccer was, I'm pretty sure these people can learn how to surf in 2 seconds. Okay.
Bullshit. No one. Soccer's easy. Boat building's impossible.
Oh man, yeah, I know. Basic
No.
geometry is the
Can
most
you build a
complicated
boat?
thing.
No.
So does anybody have anything to say?
I can tie some wooden tree logs together and put it on top of water, and it will float. That's fine.
Does anything have anybody?
No, you can't, Reddit.
Does anybody have anything to say about the show that they didn't get to say?
Reddit, if you did that, that boat
say?
would sink instantly.
You cannot prove me wrong, sir.
No, Shadow. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No,
Yes.
I have nothing else. I have nothing else to say about this. Except don't defend rape babies.
Oh, we're talking about this now.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like
The raped mother
don't
has her
force
choices.
it on people.
Yeah,
Let the mother- let
let
the-
it be an ambiguous question.
Let's the mother make the choice.
maybe
the one
don't.
that has to
Maybe don't
give it-
beat sense into her when you're saying don't. God, what? Okay, fuck it.
To let her make the decision to have
Okay.
the baby that could possibly kill her with her undeveloped body. Let the mother
Again,
decide.
we don't know. Look how old she is. Let's so the viewers know.
We don't know how old she is. I don't think it says it. It doesn't say it on the wiki, and that's the only place I'm looking.
And then there, and now
Sarah Ringwald is her last
age. Yeah, all I got was the wiki. The first thing that came up was the wiki. I don't think it's.
name. No age on that. I'm on the wiki.
Yeah.
No, I say she's.
Let's not talk about objectives. Let's not talk about opinions.
Oh, Sarah Gilbert. That's not the person.
No.
So, okay. So anyone else want to make any point? I made mine.
No.
What about you, Shadow?
No.
I got a base point. Reddit, stop recommending these shows. Recommend a
Never.
good show, so I can actually enjoy watching your week.
No, I had to make you suffer.
Don't punish me for Shadow's slights.
I will. You did veto Die Hack. I had to watch Die Hack.
You
after
didn't
Wolfram.
either.
I know. Okay, the next show I reckon will be a good one. It'll be.
Hello.
Hello.
You cut
I
off.
said my
Sarah
next
Gilbert.
one. I said my next one will be good. It'll be Ruby. Don't worry.
No.
Yes.
No. I think it's mine.
Yes. You haven't watched enough Ruby Poison. And oh yeah, Blaze Blue Cross Tag. It's supposedly
Yeah,
having
I
a
saw
beta in the
that.
next few days. Okay. Wasn't sure if you got that message.
Yeah, I can't wait. Shadow. Anything else to say?
No, Shadow has nothing. Okay, on the
great.
reviews, rating. I give it a 3, and that's being generous.
I don't think it's that bad.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Reddit. I don't think it's 3. I give it a solid 4. 3
Yeah,
is like
That's pushing it, dude. SAO gets a 4.
no. SAO gets a nice 5.
Okay.
I had some fun
So
with that.
five is completely normal. Nothing different about it than any
5
other
is
else bleeds
generic
in.
and
4
brings
is
up-
slightly below average, where it does some things that you can actively call bad. 3 is well beyond that and is going to really. The 1, 2, and 3s are difficult, but 3 is like
3 needs
just
its
the
shit.
base minimum of
3
even
needs its-
tolerable.
Yeah.
Like just barely watchable. 2 is when you start to getting to unwatchable, but has like one insignificant thing that even attempts, and 1 is just like the lowest quality of everything. Like it can't be any worse. 0 is doesn't exist.
No,
Same
0
thing with 10
is
doesn't
something that
exist.
exists. 0 is hentai,
0.
because then we get down to the negatives.
No, 0.
No. 0 is the Tales of Demon and God anime. There you go.
No,
Where
because
it's
then
a
you get
real-
down to the negative.
No. Because Tales of Demon Gods uses cheating
Black
play as you
Bible
can.
is like 5, negative 5.
No. Don't bring poison. Stop trying to bring
No.
hentai into this.
Oh, you know
measuring
it's
system.
going there. You know it's going there eventually.
I
No,
will
no,
know.
no.
We will
No.
stop this. I will leave if it gets there.
You won't.
Yes, I will. I will leave.
Why don't you want to watch good shows? Why do you like this better than
Why
hentai?
won't I sit here and talk about porn with you?
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not sitting down and having conversations about, because I'm the most well versed here. Sadly, that's not a proud statement. But
Bullshit. Yes, it is.
no, it isn't.
That's a self-pride.
But I'm not
statement. That is you
even.
building yourself
I'm not
up.
even well versed in the fucking anime kind, even, because I've glanced at fucking. The only one I've even glanced at is fuck, not Blade of the Goddess, Queen's Blade.
Queen's Blade.
Yeah.
You're talking about Ichi. You're talking about Ichi.
Oh, you're talking about the beginning hentai.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
stuff
softcore shit.
that people start
That's
looking at.
That's
Oh,
soft.
by the way, High School DxD actually going pretty good.
Sure.
Sure it is.
Hey,
The tits are bigger than average, aren't they?
no, they're not. Hey, another lolly got added.
Yes, you
Poison,
told me.
explain
Twice.
why you think, if you're gonna argue so much for the merit of it being a 4, explain why it's a 4.
Hey, like the main thing is the main villain. I feel like that he gave his all. He gave
You're
every.
just purely giving it like 2 points off of just the voice actor having fun with a crazy character who
No,
literally
2
had
points
no
off.
value.
This is a 3. That's 1 point off.
But the character alone
To
is
use your famous phrase, 1 + 1 doesn't equal dumbass.
Mm-hmm. So you're giving him a whole point just because you liked the voice actor.
Yeah.
The voice actor
Most of
didn't
the voice
even do a
actors.
good job.
Yeah.
Job.
I don't think he did a very good job at any
He
point.
did a really bad job.
I
as a
enjoyed
voice
it.
actor.
I enjoyed it.
I did not enjoy that character at all. Character was the
Oh, the
really,
character was
a
bad,
horrible
but I
thing.
So
like
is
the
that
voice
your
actor.
only? So is it just the
That's
voice
the
actor? Is there anything
only
else to it?
thing then?
Yeah.
Then why are you giving it a 4? That means you're measuring it a 1.
That means it's a 2 or a
3
3,
points.
probably.
No. You guys said that's why I'm giving it specifically a 4 other than a 3. I think the thing that
No,
bumps
no.
up to a
No,
4
like,
We're
why-
saying
why are
in
you down-
general a 4.
What gives it enough merit to be a 4? Is it just the voice actor? Is that it?
Oh no, it's a voice actor. I thought some of they worked well on some of the drawing still frames. I think they're there for too
Oh
long.
shit!
Oh my god, the quality of the skill.
I think they were there for too long, but
I
could
didn't
see
pay.
having one as
Okay,
my back.
so they had like 2 or 3 scenes that I even looked at or cared to look at anything else, and that was mostly when they were inside looking outside and the pipe work. In Wolf's Rain, I could look at every single scene. In
I
Dot
guess that
Hack,
was
I could look at
Wolf's Rain.
half the scenes. In Full-Time Magister, the city was kind of interesting. In fucking... what was the last one we did? Land of Lustrous. They were constantly doing pretty things. This did... like...
I said some, and I said it's still a bad show. 4 is your guys' 3. I feel like anything below 5 is not recommendable. It's
No,
watchable, but it's
I
pain
feel
to
like
watch.
4 has merit to see scenes of.
That's
I
just
don't
my
think
rating.
that 3 is when you start getting to the lowest of low.
Okay, Shadow, what's your rating?
Honestly, if it wasn't for that little girl cocking the gun properly off the recoil, it would have been like a 2 or a 1. Be torn between the 2. But I think I'm going to go with Reddit and call it a 3 because this show failed. It was so up its own ass and then failed at every single point it was going to make. And the fact that it may have been dark at the time for people who weren't aware of the world and stuff, but for someone who's aware of the world and even has watched different manga that are more, and read different manga and watched different animes that are more darker than this,
No
this
one
doesn't
watched
even
this
come
and goes
close.
watch. No one watched this before they watched, or after they watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So
Jojo.
I'm not
Yeah.
even fucking. I'm talking about like
what?
early teen
No.
shit where you're watching like Full Metal Alchemist.
no, what I'm saying
Shit
like
like
that
that.
is like JoJo had a lot of dark points here and there, but
Stealing Souls. Dio was the worst when he was in the castle. That's about
Yeah.
it.
some dark points. And
I don't.
but
Like, that was-
where JoJo does most of his points well, and you like all to most of the characters, I really don't like the look of the twins. That's a different story. But this one, there's like no character to jump behind like Joestar or JoJo. Yeah, but so 3 Shadow, 3 Reddit for me.
Where the fuck did you distract me? Because you went off on the weirdest fucking... I got... What? Rudda, do you have any fucking clue what he just...
I don't know, man. He kind of started jumping around randomly.
No, okay, so with JoJo,
you fucking interrupted me and shit. I have no fucking clue where I was.
You interrupted him with a JoJo.
Let me reel you back in. Let me reel you.
He interrupted you and started comparing the show to JoJo.
I didn't wait. I don't remember interrupting you.
I was in the middle of saying something and you cut me off.
He was in the middle of saying why he's giving it a 3, and then you just interrupted him. He still wasn't finished. He was still explaining why. Well, no point now. You already interrupted. Finish your statement at this point.
No.
No, finish. Otherwise, we're just going to sit here in silence for a while.
Well,
I got my phone. I don't give a shit.
my phone's been charged this whole entire time.
Alright then, I suppose this is the end of the video. You can thank Poison for this illustrious...
Very, very lustrous. A land full of lustriousness.
And now, since I am so unbelievably torn from what I was about to say, or what I was going to continue to say, and I realize I've completely forgotten what my choices were going to be, so the video will cut back when I get back to that, because it is rather complex this time around. Also, this one will only be, I believe, 2 or 3 days in between, and we should probably get this done because the episodes are incredibly short, and there's incredibly few of them. And
does it have angels in it?
No.
Don't try and get
a scene from it, but I'm gonna fucking find it now, and we'll see how about that.
I'm just wondering.
Because the ending part of it's going to be Dot Hack Liminality, because that's 4 episodes, and that's not even worth really going in depth about. But the beginning part is going to be something new, and I don't know what the fuck. Where's bookmarks on? Where the fuck are my bookmarks? Library? Library. Bookmarks. Recently bookmarked Konosubarashi. I bookmarked these. I'm gonna unbookmark these now.
These are not angels.
I remember I bookmarked this a while ago because I was gonna watch it.
I gotta find another shitty anime to recommend by my next time. I got a couple weeks to find one. I don't know if I can find one worse than this stuff, but I'm gonna have to look.
I don't think there is. I mean, one of mine might be, so you might
I'm gonna have to legit just look around.
Oh yeah, I forgot Heaven's Lost Property. I was wondering why I was saying. Reddit, you know about Heaven's Lost Property?
No, I don't want to hear about it.
Okay, not Fate. Bookmarks. Okay, this one's really stupid. So it's 12 episodes, and let's click on episode 6 and see how short these are, because it's I remember the first one I clicked on was like 8 minutes, so these are like mini episodes. 12 minutes. That's 6. Boy brown hair. Okay, so it's about 12 episodes that are 12 minutes each, so
it's about an hour runtime.
So it's
or 2 hour runtime.
6 episodes basically of a normal, so let's say
it's about 2 hours of runtime.
So let's say about like 2 or 3 days. Probably 2.
So I guess we could be done by...
Well, here's the thing. I have drill next week.
We could get this done super...
No, and that's what I'm saying. This is a good one to head off with, because I'll be out doing next week. So we won't have one for next week.
Well, because I was going to do this, and then I was going to say the movie, and we were going to take a break for a day like we did last one. We're just going to watch it like a movie, and then come back in the next day. Because I have an event that we're going to do. It's an OVA. That's just... apparently.
Oh, yeah, you're leaving for like your 2 weeks soon, aren't you? Oh, no, that's the end of the month.
So when are you leaving, Poison? When are you leaving?
24th, right?
No.
I guessed.
The 17th?
No.
Oh, it's not Thursday.
I will be gone from May 30th.
You have time.
Oh, okay, never mind. Almost 3
no,
weeks.
and then I have a 4-day weekend next week.
Okay, so not
Okay.
this
So
week.
I have like
but
4.
next week.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a 4-day weekend next week, and then a week after that I'll be gone for 2 weeks.
Okay. And you're drilling for 2 days this weekend?
4-day, not this weekend.
Okay.
Next
So this
weekend.
weekend you're fine. So that's next weekend. Okay.
Okay, so...
Make sure you cut this out, by the way.
Yeah, why?
I don't, because you can. That is like you can track that.
I'm cutting it out probably because I said I was going to
Like-
edit anyways. But...
Yeah. Edit it out, but I don't think anyone watching this will care enough to try and hunt you down, Poison, and
So
looking
don't-
at military.
No,
This is
someone
drill
might
times.
not like what I said about JoJo. How dare? Wait, is this a parent one?
You didn't even finish
No,
talking.
it's something
You
weird
didn't even-
apparently. So we're gonna do this weird one. Then I got an extra one that we're gonna all watch together to see how really weird it is because it's 8 minutes. We'll do that at the end of the review of the first one. Because I've got a bunch of tiny shit, and I found a bunch of tiny shit and there was no other place to put it. So I decided why not put it all together. That's what we're doing.
Oh, okay. So this is just a really awkward.
Yeah, I don't know.
The world only God knows. That's what this.
This
sounds
was
like.
something bullshit that was...
It sounds like a really awkwardly bad. A world only God.
Oh no, it's probably gonna be terrible. I'm expecting it to be terrible, but it's so short, it's not gonna matter. It's gonna be like 4 or 5 episodes probably.
It's going to be better than my last few
Probably.
recommendations. Bam.
Probably.
Here we go.
Wait a minute, is this?
Gonna start here. So, anyways, I'm recommending this. Anyways, we're done now.
I'm getting a weird sense of deja vu with that.
Shadow, like really dark things might be coming over the horizon.